Tell your pa I sure thank him, little Joe.
Well, he would like to come out here and say goodbye himself, Mr. Dura, but he had to go into town, some kind of a big meeting at Mr. Oliver's. Yeah. It's not going to seem the same around here without you running the place.
Well, maybe the fellow I sold out to will get along better than me. Maybe he'll be willing to knuckle under.
Knuckle under to who?
Sladen. Boss Sladen. And his bully boy, Gus Hanna. Me, I'm not the knuckling kind.
Sladen. Has he been bothering you?
Sure. He's been giving me plenty of bother. Seems Sladen has taken us businessmen one at a time. You pay what he asks or else.
I can hardly believe that one. You know, my pa started Sladen in the freighting business. Sladen and his daughter are real good friends of ours.
Yeah, real good friends of yours, little Joe. You'd be surprised how much that's helped Sladen in what he's trying to do.
Just take that load right back where you got it.
What are you talking about, Gus?
You know better than to try any hauling. Your old man's got a contract with Washoe Freight.
I'm not hauling freight. I'm doing ranch chores.
This ain't Ponderosa land. It's a public road, and that makes it Sladen's territory.
Sladen's territory? You must be out of your mind. You can't stop me from using a public road.
Well, we're doing it, ain't we?
You're gonna get out of my way.
Right.
Little Myrtle feels better real soon.
Thanks again.
What do you do that for?
We want to talk about Tom Sladen.
Well, is that the only way we can talk, behind closed doors?
Just how well do you know Sladen, Ben?
How well do I know him? Well, I know what things were like before he got here. We had 3 freight lines that were broken down. Half our supplies never got through, and the road agents were stealing us blind.
And now Sladen's stealing us blind. You know the way he's jacked up his rates. This keeps up, we'll all go bankrupt.
Well, didn't anyone talk to him or try to reason with him?
Yeah, Bill Haney did. And the next night, his store was burned down real mysterious-like.
Now, hold on. You're not saying Tom Sladen did that?
It's the same thing. He got Gus Hannon and his bully boys to do the job for him. Sladen sits back while they do the rough stuff. Now, like we said, you're the one that brought him here, so we want you to talk to him. We don't want the same thing to happen to us that happened to Bill Haney.
Yeah, sure. Of course I'll talk to him.
Only one thing. Just leave our names out of it.
Sorry to keep you waiting, but I just heard you were here.
Tom?
Guess who just got off the stage?
Who was that?
My daughter, Karen.
Oh, she finished school in San Francisco?
No, she quit. Yeah, I finally managed to get her into the best school in the West, and then she decided she'd rather be here with me. And I don't know whether to be mad or flattered.
Oh, I imagine you're more flattered than you are mad.
Well, maybe. You know how it is. You've got sons. Could be 3 years of school is enough for a girl. Maybe she ought to learn how life is outside the books, huh?
That depends on how life is outside the books.
What do you want to see me about, Ben?
Tom, what are you trying to do to this town?
Somebody complaining?
Maybe.
I raised my rates to meet rising costs, Ben.
Tom, you didn't raise my rates.
Well, you're a friend of mine. Besides, you're responsible for my being here. Anyway, Sam Durer was talking about bringing in another freight line.
And you wouldn't let him?
Couldn't let him. If I allowed him to do that, others want to do the same. There'd be a lot of little freight companies cutting each other's throats. You can't have that.
Oh, I see. No competition, is that it?
Oh, come on now, my friend. You understand it perfectly well. How did you build the Ponderosa?
A lot of hard work and sweat, Tom.
And you didn't have to worry about competition. I do.
Well, of course I had to worry about competition. I still do.
Oh, Ben, what's the sense of arguing? Ranching is an entirely different business. Look at this. Let me show you something. This is the greatest invention since the world began. It's the wheel. This is my business. Over here, Ben, is Washoe's operation. Right here. It's a scratch on the surface at the moment. But transportation's going to be the lifeblood of this country. And I'm going to control it.
And how many more places like Bill Haney's are going to have to burn down before you control it?
I don't understand your question, Ben.
Don't you?
Now, look. I've got one daughter. I want to do for her just what you're doing for your sons. I want her to have a heritage.
Heritage? It's a funny thing, Tom. We use the same words, but we mean different things.
Paul. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Just coming in after you.
Oh, what's the matter? Who's inside?
It's the doc. You better come on in. Little Joe's been hurt.
What happened?
Well, he got shot in the shoulder.
How is he?
Not as bad as he could have been. The wound is clean. He's lost a lot of blood. He's weak.
Well, young fella.
Hey, Pa.
What happened?
I was bringing that wagon load of lumber back from Durris. Some of Slade and his men tried to stop me. There was a shot. Next thing I remember, I was here.
Doc, what do you think?
few days rest, he'll begin to recover nicely.
Would you help Hoss get him upstairs, make him comfortable?
Certainly.
Paul. Where are you going?
I'm going into town to see Sladen.
Don't you want me to go with you?
Now, without him away, you better stay here and take care of Joe.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's coming in now. Well, hello, Ben. Been expecting you. Come on in. Can I give you a drink?
You can give me an explanation, Tom.
I'll explain. The kid asked for it. We stopped to talk, and he made a stupid move for his gun.
It's funny. My son never mentioned anything about that.
Well, he probably just forgot about it. That's understandable. How is the boy?
Now, what was it you wanted to talk about?
He was hauling stuff. The boss gave orders that nobody's allowed to do that.
I gave public notice that Washoe was going to protect its own interests. It's like I told you this morning, no competition, Ben. Your kid was hauling timber in direct violation of your contract with me.
We no longer have a contract, Tom. It's canceled, as of right now.
Well, of course, that's your privilege, Ben. But if you do that, you better know that not a wheel is going to move onto the Ponderosa or off of it.
And if you want to make a fight over this, I think our freighters can match your cowboys any time.
You want to make a fight over this, don't you? Don't you?
I'm not avoiding it. Now, I told you that shooting was an accident. If you want to make something more of it, you do so at your own risk.
Beat me, beat 'em all.
Now, Ben, give in to you, give in to them all.
You admit he was acting under your orders?
I'm the boss.
I guess that makes you responsible for his actions, then.
I guess it does, Ben.
Mr. Cartwright, goodness, it's good to see you.
How are you, Karen?
How are the boys? How's little Joe?
Maybe you'd better ask your father.
What's wrong, Dad? What did he mean by that?
Oh, nothing. It's just a small business disagreement between Ben and me, that's all. I want you to know my foreman, Karen, Gus Hanna.
How do you do, miss?
Hello.
Well, I'd better check the warehouse. I hope you like it here, miss.
Thank you.
Well, it's pretty flowers. Picked them for me, I hope, huh?
Yes, Daddy, I did. Daddy, about Mr. Cartwright.
Oh, no, that's just a misunderstanding. That's all that is. It's just... Well, as a matter of fact, this fella, Hanna, he accidentally shot little Joe this morning.
Shot him?
Now, don't get excited. It was just an accident. He's going to be all right. Ben got a little upset about it, naturally.
I should imagine he would be. I'll go out to the Ponderosa right away and see little Joe.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Karen. I wish you wouldn't do that.
Why not?
Well, just let him calm down for a few days. I mean, Ben will realize that this thing's just an accident, but in the meantime, you know. I'll tell you what, come on with me. I'll take you over to the hotel and buy you the finest dinner in town. You know, they stock my own private kitchen over there nowadays.
Obstructing a public road, invasion of privacy, assault with a deadly weapon. That's quite a list, Ben.
Hope you're not questioning any part of it.
I'm only questioning how you're going to make out. You know, with all his toughness, Sladen is a careful, smooth operator.
The first time anyone has made a complaint against him?
Oh, I've had words. Words here and words there. But this is the first official complaint I've had up till now. I'm a lawman, and I can't go around arresting people like Sladen and Gus Hanna simply because they talk tough. And I can't protect people who are afraid of words.
Well, Bill Haney got more than words.
When Bill Haney's place burned down, there were no witnesses. I might add, I can't keep a man in jail indefinitely on suspicion either.
You got more than just suspicion. Just fill out that complaint now, Ed, and I'll serve it on Tom Sladen personally.
Serving warrants is my job, Ben. Sladen?
Ah, hello, Sheriff. Get him a glass, Gus.
No, thanks. I've got a warrant for your arrest.
Well, what's the charge?
Cartwright?
Yeah.
So he went bellyaching into the law. I thought he had more fight in him. He's passing the buck to you.
Ben Cartwright never ran away from trouble in his life. I just don't need him to help me do my job.
Well, the prospect of my being thrown into jail seems to please everybody.
We didn't say that, Mr. Sladen.
Yeah, but you all kind of like the idea anyway, don't you?
Cartwright was only exercising his legal rights. Shouldn't condemn a man for that. After all, his son was shot.
Well, at least I know how you all feel. Yeah, all right, Sheriff. Here you are.
You can post bond as soon as I telegraph Judge Meisner in Carson City and find out how much.
Well, don't bother about the bond.
The next session of the circuit court is 6 weeks off.
Yeah, I know it.
You don't figure on staying in jail till then, do you?
Sure, why not? Might do me some good. Get a little rest. You just tell Karen where I am, but don't scare her, yeah?
Sure, boss. I'll take care of it.
Well, come on, let's go.
All right, gents. I got $100 here that says Washoe over the Ponderosa. Any takers? I didn't think so.
Sladen can't do that, can he, Sheriff?
How are you going to stop? Man's got a right to do what he wants to do with his own business.
I haven't laid in the winter goods yet. If snow comes before I get stocked up, I'm ruined.
And so am I. And so are all these other men here.
You're the sheriff. Can't you force him to open up again?
How? But I'll tell you what, Mr. Oliver. You figure out a legal way to do it, and we'll talk about it.
Sheriff? I've got to see my father. Can you take me to him?
Sure enough.
You should see them out there, Father. They're all gathered in little groups. They stopped talking when I came by. They seem awfully unhappy.
Well, that's fine. That's just the way I wanted to be.
But why? I don't understand.
Well, you chose to leave school and come home here to me. Now, you've got to understand that life here doesn't always work according to the books.
But I thought these people were your friends.
I've got customers, Karen. I can't afford friends.
Does that include the Cartwrights? It was Mr. Cartwright who helped you get started here. He's always been fine, decent.
Don't talk to me about fine and decent. You just think of those fine, decent people I worked for in Omaha. Superintendent for overland freight. Working 18 hours a day, making them rich and scraping a living for you and your mother. Your mother. When she died, I had to borrow the money to bury her.
We've been happy here, Father. I'd hate to see anything change it.
Well, you won't. That I promise you. I'm building something here for you just the way Cartwright is for his sons. And he better not try to stop me. Oh, I think you better go on back to the hotel. Tell Gus I said to give you whatever money you need for, you know.
I'm going out to the Ponderosa. I think that both you and Mr. Cartwright lost your tempers. And, well, maybe a third party can help straighten things out.
I don't want you to do that, Karen.
Please don't say that, Daddy. Because I'm going to go. I want to talk to little Joe and to Mr. Cartwright.
I don't want to give them the chance to knife me when they've got you out there alone, you understand?
You're wrong. And I'll prove it to you.
Well, I can hardly hog-tie you here, can I?
Come in. Karen.
Little Joe.
Pa told me you were back.
Oh, it's sure good to see you.
It's good to see you, too. Hey, come on in. It's been a long time.
I'm sorry about that. My father told me how it happened.
He did?
That's really why I came out today, to see you and to talk to your father about this whole mess.
Karen, you said your father told you about this. Just what did he say?
He said that he and your father had had a disagreement about a freight hauling contract and rate schedules and things.
And what about this?
I think he said that Gus had shot you, but that it was an accident.
And you believe that?
Isn't it true?
No. No, it's not true. He shot me deliberately.
That isn't what my father said.
Look, Karen, I know you love your father, but...
Oh, Karen. Saw your rig outside. I thought it might be you.
Mr. Cartwright, I came over here to ask you to withdraw your charges against my father and let him out of jail.
Well, Karen, I can't do that.
Karen, listen to me. I don't want to hurt you. We've been too good friends for that. But as far as your father is concerned,
Joseph, that'll be enough.
I think it is. Daddy said you'd probably try to knife him as soon as you got me alone.
Why, you should let me tell her the truth.
Joe. She loves her father. Anyway, our quarrel isn't with her. Well, Oliver. All right, Tom.
Ben. Hello, Ben.
Well,
Ben, we just got to talk to you about this new situation in town.
what situation's that?
Sladen's shut down operations drum tight.
Yeah, nothing's coming in or out.
When that word got around, you can guess what happened. Panic buying. Our shelves are almost bare.
Yeah, Sladen's trying to get me to withdraw my complaint, huh?
You've got to do it, Ben.
Now, wait a minute. You boys asked me to try to stop Sladen.
Yeah, I know, Ben, but we can't hold out a week, let alone till his trial comes up.
If the snows come early, Ben, we're finished.
What about Carson City? There are freighters there that can haul in your supplies?
Well, none of them dare come in here, Ben. They wouldn't dare buck Washoe.
Well, we got horses and wagons here. All you need. You can haul in the supplies yourselves.
That's no solution. Han and his men would cut us to ribbons. You've got to give in to them, Ben.
Sure. And the next time we want more and still more.
All right, Ben.
But I'd like to see Tom Sladen if I could.
Sure. He's sitting in there grinning like the tomcat that swallowed the dicky bird.
Hmm?
Ben, I've seen that grin before on fellas that thought they had the drop on me.
Well, hello, Ben. Nice of you to visit me.
Why are you taking it out on the town, Tom?
That's a funny question with me here in the town jail.
You knew very well, didn't you, that when you suspended operations, you'd set off a buying panic?
I do what I have to do.
Just as long as it goes your way. All right, what are your terms?
You think a lot of this town, don't you?
What are your terms?
All right, I'll tell you. You're going to help me, Ben. You're going to withdraw your complaint against me and re-sign your contract with me publicly.
Who do you think you are?
I thought that was pretty plain. I'm the boss.
Ben, just got a telegram. Seems that Oliver and some of the merchants got a little impatient.
What does that mean?
They appealed to the governor. He's sending Judge Meisner down here to hold a special session of court. He'll hear the case tomorrow.
Well, maybe the judge's trip won't be necessary. You've got something to say to the sheriff, haven't you, Ben?
Sheriff? I'll be with you to meet the judge in the morning when he arrives on the stage.
Ben, don't be foolish. You're not going to get any help from those chicken-livered friends of yours. You fight me, you fight alone.
Well, it's all up to the jury now.
Yeah, well, how long will it take them?
I don't know. Could be quite a while.
Karen? Karen, wait a minute. Just want to say I'm sorry about all this.
Sorry? How can you say that after the way you just testified? You and Dora and your father are trying to put my father in prison.
All we're doing is telling the truth.
The boss won it! He won it. He won it so easy that jury wasn't out 2 minutes.
I knew he'd win.
You know there's going to be a party tonight.
There was never any doubt in my mind he'd win.
What about that? The jury couldn't have been out over a couple of minutes.
Washoe men are really going to be feeling their oats now.
Oliver, that was a fast verdict. Not a surprising one.
Yeah, we tried to do what was best for the town, Ben. Besides, it could have happened like Gus said. All he did was shoot in self-defense.
Hey, another toast to the boss. boss's acquittal. He sure showed them all where to head in, didn't he? Look who's here. Why, it's Mr. Oliver, the foreman of the jury. Have a drink, Mr. Oliver.
Mr. Slade and the other merchants have asked me to speak to you.
Naturally. They want to know when the wheels are going to start rolling again, huh?
That's right. We'd like to know when you're going to renew operation.
Gus, take the boys over to the saloon, keep the party rolling. Mr. Oliver and I have some business to discuss.
Okay, fellas, over to the saloon. The boss is back.
Right! Well, Oliver, to answer your question, the wheels are going to start rolling as soon as you sign your new contracts.
New contracts?
That's right. During my recent incarceration, I took the time to work out a new contract with Sierra Freighting Company. I'm now going to be able to provide a freighting service from Omaha clear to the coast.
Well, that's fine, Mr. Sladen, but the rates, they'll be the same?
No, be a slight increase.
We can't stand another increase. It'll drive us out of business.
Come on, Oliver. Keep your voice down. Let's discuss this thing like businessmen, huh?
Go on, boys. Howdy, Miss Karen. The boys are celebrating your daddy's acquittal.
Where is my father, Gus?
Oh, he's over to the office. But I wouldn't interrupt him right now, honey. You see, he's talking important business, and you know your daddy. There's nothing more important than business.
Well, I'm going to take him away from his business. We're going to celebrate.
Well, honey, look, why don't you and I celebrate? You see, we ought to get to know each other better anyway. Come on, we'll have something to drink. Besides, your daddy's busy with Mr. Oliver anyway.
No, thanks, Gus. I don't drink. Besides, I want to see Mr. Oliver. I haven't even thanked him for voting for my father's acquittal.
Thanked him? He didn't do it for thanks.
What did you mean? Didn't do it for thanks.
Oh, now, you just forget it. Don't you worry your pretty little head about that.
Trying to tell me there was something wrong with the way my father was acquitted?
Oh, now, look, honey, Oliver's just like everybody else in this town. They want to live.
Then what the Cartwrights said in court, and Mr. Dura, what they said is true. This town is afraid of my father.
Oh, now, honey, you shouldn't worry your pretty head about things like that. When your daddy and I get through, we're gonna... Hey!
Now, what's the sense of arguing, Oliver? Do what I tell you. Take the increases and pass them on to your customers.
They wouldn't hold still for it any more than we will.
Well, they have no say in the matter. You or any of them.
Ben was right. You'll never be satisfied. You want more and more.
I want everything the market will bear.
Well, this time you've gone too far.
Oh, really? Who do you think you're talking to? I could break you the way I break that match. I'm running this town, and don't you forget it.
If we need to, we'll appeal to the territorial governor for help.
Well, go ahead and appeal to him. What's he going to do? Send a lot of troops down here to smash perfectly valid contracts between you and Washoe Freight Lines? Now, use your head. Now, go over there and sign those contracts on the dotted line.
We'll open this town if we have to draw freight ourselves.
Don't try anything like that, Oliver. Didn't you learn anything from what happened to Sumner and Haney and Durrer, huh?
Like what happened to little Joe Cartwright, is that what you mean?
I mean Gus Hanna's a pretty fair shot. And the next time somebody gets it, it's not going to be in the shoulder. Hello, Karen. Oh, come in. I was just going over to the hotel to get you. I promised you a little celebration, didn't I?
I heard what you said about little Joe. Is murder part of your business, too?
Now, you listen to me. Little Joe wasn't killed. Oh, I had to teach this town a lesson. If it could happen to the Cartwrights, it could happen to anybody, you understand?
Who do you think you are? A master with slaves?
Don't you talk to me that way. Don't you criticize me.
Criticize? Do you know why I really quit school, Father? Because all the other girls were saying the very things I just said. Oh, yes. They call you Boss Sladen there, too. Only I wouldn't believe them. I said it wasn't true. I defended you. And then I came home to find out it was all true.
You go back over to that hotel. You never should have left school in San Francisco.
You're wrong, Father. No school in the world could have taught me what I just learned from you.
Man, open up. It's Oliver. Can I see you for a minute?
Just a minute. Oliver. Aaron?
Bennett Slade. He's raised his rates 50%.
What?
50%. And if we don't give in to him, he's going to starve us out. The sheriff has gone to the territorial capital to try to get help from the governor. But in the meantime, panic has already started.
Panic?
There's not enough food.
What do you mean? There was a run of the shops. I thought everybody stocked up.
Some did, and some weren't able to. It's big trouble, Ben. You know how long it takes to get help in from the territory.
Yes, I know. Let's not us panic. Well, the Ponderosa could supply enough food for the town.
Slade won't let us get away with it. It could mean a fight.
All right. Oliver, you go back into town. Quietly round up some men. Meanwhile, I'll have my boys butcher some beeves. And by tomorrow noon, we should have a wagon load ready to roll into town. Now, do you think you could be back with your men by then?
Right. Ben, I'm sorry about the trial this morning. We were a bunch of frightened men.
Oh, that was this morning.
Coming, Miss Karen?
May I stay here, Mr. Cartwright? I have no place else to go.
Well, of course, of course. Karen, have a look, see if Mr. Oliver's coming yet. Said to be here by noon.
Yeah. Paul, what if he can't get the town folks to come out with him? Then what are we going to do?
Well, if we go alone, Sladen will have us outnumbered.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about you, but I vote we go. If we don't go, Sladen's going to win without even trying, ain't he?
That's the way I feel, too.
Not you, Joe. You ain't got but one good arm.
I shoot with my left, and that one's fine, big brother. I'm going.
Anybody interested in my vote?
Well, frankly, we didn't think it was necessary, Paul.
You're right. Let's go.
Here he comes.
Well, where are the others?
Sladen knows your plans, Ben. Gus Hannon and his men have been all over town threatening people.
And they all back down?
Most of them did, but there's a few of them beside me that are with you.
Where are they?
They had to sneak out of town one by one. We figured it was better that way. They're going to meet us at Wild Horse Canyon.
Well, we'll see what happens. Let's go. Take care of things here now. Adam. Good to see you, son.
Hi. Guess you could use another hand, huh?
Didn't expect you back till tonight. We're having kind of an interesting time.
Yeah. I heard what was going on. Got back as soon as I could.
Right back of the wagon.
We're going to have to give this team a little breather. This grade's pretty steep for this heavy load.
Hold your fire.
Cartwright! You hear me? Hey, Mike. Go up around those rocks and cover them from the other side.
Right.
Adam, keep your eye on that rock overhang. Hoss, that clump of trees.
We're not gonna let you get through, Ben. Turn back.
They got Mike.
It's no use, Ben. We've got you outnumbered up here. Now, I want you to go back, that's all. Now, will you do it, yes or no? Ben? Listen to me, Ben. I don't want to kill you. But if you force me to do it, I'm going to do it. As far as this town's concerned, it could have been done by anybody. Indians or marauders or anybody. There'll be no witnesses.
I'll be a witness.
Karen, come over here.
No, Father. I want to watch you commit murder.
She's thrown in with them. She thinks more of the Cartwrights than she does of you.
Karen, this is your father talking to you.
No, it isn't. It's Boss Sladen.
Karen,
get down, stay under cover.
No, Mr. Cartwright. If he kills any of you, he'll have to kill me, too. I'm coming down to you.
Stay down!
Karen!
You ain't going nowhere.
Here's your chance, Tom. Go ahead, use your gun. Here's your chance to kill every one of us. Karen, too. Anyone who stands in your way.
Well, Karen, I never know what to say seeing you off.
That's all right, Father. You don't have to say anything.
You go back to school and finish what you started. You got a lot of things left to learn, you know. Yeah, well, I guess that's true of everybody, isn't it?
Karen, came to say goodbye.
I almost wish I hadn't agreed to go back to school.
Why, the year will be over before you know it. And you'll be Virginia City's first woman college graduate.
Well, they're waiting. Better get aboard.
Goodbye. Bye.
Bye, Mel.
Have a nice trip.
Well, Tom?
Well, Ben, I guess I got a lot of things to do. A lot of things to straighten out. I don't know where to start. I guess the best place might be down the sheriff's office, huh?
I'll walk down with you.